Hey guys, it's your queer great auntie, and I'm kind of looking back to a set of videos I did in 2019 called My Diary of Insufficient Support. And I just wanted to reflect on a day that I've had with no personal assistance, no support at home, and what that has meant. Um, yeah, the main thing was that I didn't get to go to see my colleague's dance performance, which I'd been really looking forward to. I'd been involved in some of the very early development stages, but couldn't participate due to illness in the later development stages, and was really excited to see it and to meet some of the new dancers and some of my other colleagues there and friends. Um, so I didn't get to do that. Um, I've been in more pain than usual because if I don't have a PA come around in the morning, I don't wake up until pain wakes me up. Um, so yeah, my sleep obviously then isn't good sleep. Um, I did manage to get some cereal for breakfast, and I did manage to heat up something for dinner. Um, and I have various kind of snacks in the house and so on, but any kind of sense of routine is just out the window. And what I really discovered, particularly in trying to investigate being autistic and ADHD, is that routine is something I've always struggled with. I can't manage it when it's self-directed. I've used my PA service to structure a routine that's supported and initiated by the PA rota, the routine of people coming around the house, and meals are at the same times, and I'm waking up at the same time every day. Um, yeah, otherwise I'm just completely bound by inertia. Um, I'm finding it difficult to keep my head straight. Even like the bits of routine, like just playing the game that I usually come and sit on the sofa to play, just cannot keep any of the information in my head for any length of time. Um, I talked to my mum on the phone earlier and was finding it really difficult just to say any meaningful sentences, I guess, or find the right words. And I sort of felt quite defensive, um, just because I'm in the middle of the difficult bit. I don't want to be talking about the difficult bit until I've had time to process and I feel in a more stable situation. Um, what else? I was kind of thinking of this in a list earlier of like, how does it affect my day? Um, and to be honest, it's affected my brain as much as anything else. You know, I haven't drunk as much water as I usually do. Yeah, that was the another kind of thing, was that I'd been working over the last couple of weeks, trying to kind of up my routine a bit. Um, I went back to like an audio mindfulness course that I did a few years ago, nearly 10 years ago actually, and that I found really kind of improved my capacity at the time. And so I was sort of going back to that to try and rebuild some capacity. And I'd managed to do something every day for the last 2 weeks, which is an absolute miracle for me. Um, and yeah, I just found I can't even approach that now. So I'm not kind of in the headspace where I'm like, oh, well, fuck it then. That's a loss. I will get back to it, but on a day where I have just no outside support, it's not even a starter. I'd also started kind of upping some of my physio exercises. I'd struggled for a long time to get back to doing those every day. Didn't do that today. Even didn't really manage to feed my cats properly. Finally got them some dry food after they'd been pointing at me for ages. I didn't figure out what was wrong. So yeah, that's what it's like on a day where I have no support, no personal assistant. I will have someone around tomorrow, but what I don't have is the routine. And every time I have to go back and restart the routine, rework out the schedule, reinitiate the search for people who can do the job, which is not a job I feel comfortable offering to people because I can't give them, a good paying job with a good schedule. I don't have the hours. This is what happens when you don't have the hours. And I will send out some Queer Auntie hugs because in comparison to the average, like the national average here, certainly a couple of years ago, of personal assistance was 5 hours per week. I get 25 hours a week, but it's not enough to create any resilience. There's no resilience within the system. There's no fallback plan. I'm left in this situation because 2 of my long-term PAs are off for different reasons. And there really aren't the people around to fill in that gap. And one of the people who had been filling in that gap had some kind of family emergency. And of course, it being a bank holiday weekend, there's nobody kind of at the office I can contact. So it continues just every day. And I just do not have the capacity to do anything more than survive. And that really sucks. So I'm going to send out Queer Auntie hugs to all of the people who really just don't have enough support. And that's probably true of every single disabled person out there. None of us get the support that we actually need, which would actually allow us to function just as basic human beings, let alone participate in society, in community, in the workforce, however you want to put it. We are just being left high and dry. So me and Squeam, we're going to give you all some Queer Auntie hugs for that if I can get myself up. Here we go. Queer Auntie hugs happening now for all my disabled fam. You are all amazing. Existence is resistance. We have to remember that. And yeah, this is rights, not health. This is just a fundamental issue of justice. And we're not getting it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because, as you can hear, not the most together right now. I will see you again soon for some more Queer Auntie hugs. So in the meantime, lots of love.